Okay, we are finally live and we're ready to roll. And it's Mussy Monday. All right. Okay, sweet deal. Oh no, I didn't do the vertical stream. I realized I just didn't do the vertical stream. Shit. I don't think it's too late to switch to the other one. Hold on. Nope, too late. That's all right. That's okay. All right, we're actually doing surprisingly a horizontal episode today. We're dispensing by accident. I forgot to do vertical, but today I am now an Amazon affiliate, and this is for the sugar daddies. So, do you guys want to drink like me? Do you guys want to drink the same bullshit that I drink? Well, I'm now an Amazon affiliate, so this makes things really sexy. All right, I just added the link. Here we go. So normally this show is vertical. We do vertical lives for the most part just because we get more viewership. But honestly, I like it when we go a little horizontal on this show instead of vertical. I think horizontal is a new change of pace. And I like it. So by the way, you guys, I'm now an Amazon affiliate. What does this mean? So shockingly, I can now make money by placing a link on my YouTube video description. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead today. Sorry, I got a little bit of heat stroke today. So basically, I could put a link in the description of my videos, and what this does essentially is it allows me to promote a product. And Monster Energy, by the way. One second here. Boom. Okay. So I'm not going to drink this right now. But Monster Energy is not an official partner of this. But if you guys check out the link below, you'll be able to see why I'm such a huge fan. First off, this is what I drink every morning while I'm working. I drink one of these a day. It is an addiction of mine, but I figure it's a product that I can promote and I can get paid for it now. I do buy these. I have a subscription to these. So I get these every day. So this is a link in the description below if you guys are interested in Monster Energy drinks. Hold on. See this Fanta? Fuck that Fanta. All right. We're not a fan. We're not about. I'm drinking a Fanta over here though. So But anyway, so now I'm an Amazon affiliate, which is kind of cool. And yeah, I can promote the things that I actually like. I can promote products that I use, which is kind of cool. Like for instance, the Logitech Brio. I film this show and I could even promote the Pixel phones because I use Pixel phones. I love the Pixel phone. But yeah, if you guys want to start buying Monster off of Amazon, it's a pretty good deal. You're going to get a better deal on Amazon.com than anything else for the most part. For the most part. Oh, whoa. We got Tim Smith. Tim Smith in the house. Oh, woo. Hold on. I forgot to put the headphones in. There we go. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me, my man?
Ooh, authentic Canadian mug with maple leaves in it.
Ooh. Hell yeah, my man. Dude, I just became an Amazon affiliate and it only took me like 10 minutes. I was an Amazon affiliate before, but my channel didn't have as many subscribers. But now they're accepting me. Now, for how long, I don't know. Until they realize that this is a Ponzi scheme of a channel. Then they're like, nope. But I can now promote my Monster products. If you check the link, if you check the description, I should say, of this video, you're going to see that I now have an official link to Monster energy drinks that I drink. So, by the way, if you guys want to be a mussy like me and you guys want to make me some extra money, follow that fucking link. Buy some Monsters. And it's a Ponzi scheme, by the way. This is a Ponzi scheme, what I'm doing. But I do legitimately drink Monster one a day. Not good for you, by the way. Well, I think it's good for you. I don't know. It's got no sugar. Anyway, enough shameless plugging, but I'm now an affiliate. It makes me hard.
What the hell is in those Monsters? I don't think I've ever had one.
Well, let's take a look-see. Got taurine, citric acid.
Oh, slow down. You lost me at the first one. Like what is that?
Taurine?
I never heard
taurine.
of that.
It's like
Is that like pool cleaner?
I to be honest, I can't remember exactly what taurine is, but there is taurine in your body naturally.
Really?
Where they get, I think that's true. I might be wrong on that, to be honest.
I just typed in what does taurine look like, and I got like a tranny or something. I have no idea.
Oh man,
maybe I spelt it wrong.
So how are you feeling about Michael Saylor these days? I could tell you're getting pretty sprung for him.
Oh, here's taurine. It's cocaine. It's like a white powder. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know about this Sailor. We'll see what happens with my big ETF, but it's heavily invested in MicroStrategy. So,
damn, dude, that's scary. You're basically in bed with Michael Saylor with that ETF.
Yeah, let me see what we're cranking along at right now. We are cranking along at a blistering 30.9% yield.
30.9% annual yield. Is that an annual yield?
Yeah, it's $9.71 is the close price on Friday, and it's paid out 25 cents a share this month. So we're hoping they keep it for May. We want to keep the 25 cents a share.
And if I recall you telling me, 30% of it of the holdings are used as collateral for the call options that are written, and then 70% of it remains untouched. Like the rest.
Yeah, it's around 30, but they can do up to 50. So it's probably between 30 and 50% covered calls. So.
As long as they leave a little extra. When I say extra, I mean allow for the portfolio itself to still naturally grow. Over time, that's really important. So not only are you getting income, you are getting some growth, which is good.
Yeah, they added some boring ones, like they threw Costco in there and Eli Lilly. I think Eli Lilly is the only one that's not on the NASDAQ. Everything else is on the NASDAQ. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to ride it till it it's only at $9.71 a share. Like it's kind of a $10, maybe really long term it'll go up a bit, but let's see if I can get it. I might be able to hit $1,000 in dividends or distributions, whatever you want to call them, by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens.
My man, dude.
That means $1,000 a month every month, and then that'll start getting reinvested. I'm trying to get to $10,000 a month before like the end of my 40s. So I want to retire in my 40s. So we'll see.
Smart, dude. Very smart. You said retire in your 40s, which honestly is the best way to go. And here's the thing, man. The fact that you're getting so much income from this is pretty eye-opening for me, because my portfolio is a little bit of growth. Well, it's all over the place. I got growth ETFs. I've got covered call ETFs. I got like every ETF under the sun, man. I can never make up my mind. Well, here's the thing. I believe I got to spread myself out as much as I can, anywhere I can. So the more I spread it, the better it gets. That wasn't meant to be a sexual joke, but I'm always spreading. All right.
Yeah, the thing is, if I get $10,000 a month, I can probably start investing half of that into other stuff, and then I'll start to spread it out a bit. Or if this thing just goes haywire before that, then I'll say, screw it. I gave it a shot, but I'm going to go back to diversifying. But for now, I just concentrate all in there. It's up to 14 stocks in it. And see, the company Harvest is pretty good about not dropping dividends. But they don't do a lot of they do raises on distributions, but it's just they plan like 12 months ahead. They don't do a lot of it. So I don't know, stay at least, but whatever, 25 cents a share is unbelievable. Right now it's at like 30% dividends. So I just want to ride that. And if something happens, it goes down, then it's still probably going to be higher than most things you get, but it's all up to the NASDAQ. As long as the NASDAQ stays volatile, I'm good. That's what covered calls are good for. So.
Hell yeah, man. I like it. I will admit, like I said, the one thing I didn't like about it was just it's diversified, but only to a point is the thing that scares me. But then again, I mean, it's 14 really good companies, except I'm not a fan of MicroStrategies at all. But I mean, hey, if they're trying to give you exposure to Bitcoin, I guess, I don't really know what the harm in that would be, I guess. But it's tough for me, man. Like, I don't think I have access to the Harvest ETFs here in America, but I do believe there are similar ones to the Harvest.
Yeah, there might be some similar ones. I don't know. Like you can buy them if you want from where you are, but probably I think
you'd have
to pay additional tax on it.
Oh, I was gonna say let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So the Harvest one that you have, the ETF that you have, do you remember the ticker symbol specifically for it?
Yes, HHIS.
HHIS. I always forget it every time. So HHIS. Let me see. Can you find me a? Let's see. A similar ETF to the HHIS that I can easily invest into here in America. Okay, let's see. I'm curious because I might actually. It says this: if you're seeking a U.S. listed ETF comparable to Canada's Harvest Diversified High Income Shares ETF (HHIS), which employs a covered call strategy or a diversified portfolio of individual stocks, here are some options to consider. Okay, these are ones that so here's the thing. These are ones I actually already have in my portfolio. Oh, interesting. So we got Global X, S&P 500 cover call ETF XYLD. I got the JEPI. That's another one. The JP
Global X
Morgan.
does a NASDAQ one. That would probably be the closest. But
Nice.
It'd probably be, it might be more like 13, 14%. I don't know if it'd be like 25, 30.
Yeah. Man, I'll have to look into this a little bit more because I do have like I said, I have covered call ETFs, and the ones that it just listed, I have them in my portfolio, but I don't have them in a very concentrated way. I only have like 1 or 2 shares of each of them. And the only reason I keep them there is just as a source of income for the portfolio itself. So I'm loving, dude. I love your strategy, by the way, man.
But still, though, like let's say you can, I think you can still buy it. You just might end up paying like a foreign tax on the distributions. Like it might be 15% or something. But
let me ask.
But even if you did that, it would be like you'd still be getting between 20 and 25% yield on it, even with the tax.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see. GPT's telling me considerations for U.S. investors interested in HHIS. While HHIS is a Canadian listed ETF, U.S. investors can access it through brokerage accounts that offer international trading. However, be mindful of the following. Currency risk. HHIS is denominated in Canadian dollars, so fluctuations between USD and CAD can impact returns. Tax implications. Dividends from Canadian ETFs may be subject to withholding tax, though this can often be reclaimed through foreign tax credits. Liquidity. International ETFs may have lower trading volumes, potentially leading to wider bid-ask spreads. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having it in my portfolio in some form or fashion, just because
what do you use to buy? Yeah, go to your brokerage thing and just see if it's in there.
It's a good idea. Go to the handy dandy phone real quick here. I'm just going to access it. Let's see. I could access Schwab real quick.
Yeah,
I don't.
See if it's in Schwab.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be in Robinhood because as much as I love Robinhood, it doesn't always have access to all the international stuff that I want. So Schwab technically, I think will give me that ability. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I forgot I have a few gold ETFs. I have a few gold ETFs in my portfolio. So like gold has been jumping really high. So those ETFs have actually gone up quite a bit. Let's see. What was I looking for? Oh, yes. HHIS. Oh, it's saying, oh no, I can't do this yet. Oh, damn. Come on, man. Let's hold on. Maybe I'm searching.
It's only been around, it's only paid 2 distributions so far. Mm-hmm. So maybe it hasn't been around long enough yet.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, though. I'm so curious because I think if I really want it,
I go through my bank. I don't use any of these apps. I just use my bank's trading thing. So you can get a lot of stuff on it. You can buy bonds off there. You can buy international stocks. But I don't know. Some of these apps are different.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I think this is tricky. Let's see if I were to look. So here's my account. So I enter symbol HHIS and go. Got it. Okay, so HHIS is not even accessible in Schwab, at least not from. Yeah, I think it's so. I think. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. I can't even speak properly today, but I think because it's on the Toronto Stock Exchange, I don't think I necessarily have access to it because of the US.
You have to try something else. Like I said, I just go through my bank and I don't know, some of these apps I don't really know.
Sorry, man, you're cutting in and out. It's my fault though, because my headsets are being stupid. 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. Technical difficulties, everybody. I have bad headphones. My headphones are terrible. Hold on.
I'm gonna switch mine too.
No, you're good. You're good. I can hear you now.
One moment.
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, the thing was, yeah, I can hear you, okay. But the thing is my headsets that I'm using, they fade in and out, and I have to adjust them a little bit, tweak them a little bit just to hear you. So it's not your fault. It's my fault.
I switched from Bluetooth to this cord. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, that's HHIS. I'm going for it. We'll see. You can go for MSTE. That's the Harvest MicroStrategy single share ETF, and they're paying out I don't know. I think it's a 40% yield or something. But MSTE is inside HHIS.
Oh, okay.
But that's one of the things that drags the yield up higher. Is it's got that's paying a 40% yield, but it's only MicroStrategy. It's just covered calls on MicroStrategy is all it is.
It's fucking wild, man. Holy shit.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's high risk. It's considered high risk.
Man, I'll tell you though, man, I love having covered calls in my brokerage account. I got, I said, I got XYLD. I got the QYLD. Man, I even have the Yield Max ones. Oddly enough, I've got a few of the Yield Max ones. I'm not a huge fan of them, which is why I don't have a ton of them. But I love the extra income it brings, man. The extra income is huge. It's insane. Oh, man.
Yeah, what do you do with this money? You just reinvest it or do you spend it? I can't remember.
I just reinvest. Not in the same companies, though. So, for example, what I do at the end of the month, I take account of how much I've made in dividends for the month. And then I just take those dividends and I look for other things to invest in. I might find another ETF that I want to add to my portfolio. I might find another company that I don't have in my portfolio. Maybe there's a REIT that I don't have in there. And I'm like, fuck, I want to get exposure to this. Or I want to get exposure to it outside of an ETF. Because I have a lot of ETFs that have tons of real estate investment trusts in them, that sort of thing. So I don't reinvest in the same thing is my trick. So most people reinvest their dividends into the exact same thing. I don't. I take my dividends and I look for other investments that I don't have. Yeah. I'm basically looking for stuff I don't have. ETFs I don't have. And the reason I do this and the reason I'm so diversified in different ETFs is because I like the fact that I get a different payout date for my, because if I'm diversified in ETFs and individual stocks, I'm always going to get a dividend basically every single trading day for the rest of my life, for the most part. That's why I'm heavily diversified. Are the yields the greatest? No, but the cash flow's there. And when there's cash flow, like the real estate investment trust, man, I love those. I love those so much. The dividends increase because rent increases naturally, and real estate appreciates over time, and it's all leased out real estate. So I'm a huge fanboy of real estate investment trusts because I don't own any actual real estate myself. So this is the closest thing I'll pretty much maybe ever get to owning my own real estate, and at least I'm diversified in real estate investment trusts, which is even better. So
do you got anything in your Roth IRA? Like none of this is in your Roth IRA, right?
Oh, it's all in just an individual brokerage account. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have a 401k. I just have my Schwab individual brokerage account and my Robinhood individual brokerage account. That's all I got. And the thing is, I like it because I have full control over my portfolio. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, it's a personal preference of mine. I'm kind of a control freak when it comes to my assets because with a Roth IRA, if I pull out a little early on certain things, I get punished. If I pull out a little bit in a 401k, I get punished as well. In a brokerage account, you have the freedom to sell, buy whenever you feel like it. I like that. Is it as tax advantaged? No, but there's freedom there. So it's a trade-off. I don't know. I figure I know how to invest, and that's all that really matters to me. And I'm a long-term investor. I figure, think of it this way. I pretty much reap dividends. I get dividend income, right? So I would get taxed on this dividend income in a 401k. I'd also get taxed on the dividend income in a Roth IRA, as far as I know.
No, no Roth IRA. I think there's no taxes on your dividend.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should
that's the whole point
Roth
of it.
IRAs.
Yeah, the only problem with Roth IRA is if you withdraw before the age of 59 and a half, you have to pay like a penalty if you withdraw money or out of it. That's the only problem with it. But otherwise, yeah, the whole point of the Roth IRA is no taxes on capital gains or dividends. So that's what I was saying. You should get like something going on in there. Like in Canada, we've got the TFSA, the tax-free savings account, which is the same thing, except that there's no penalty ever. I could that's what I got all my stuff in. I could take it all now and there'd be no penalty. I don't have to wait till 59 and a half. So it's different with RRSP. That's different. They got all kinds of rules. You can't take it out before like you're 60. And then you also have to like spend it all by a certain age. Then if you don't, it gets converted to some other account, some other retirement type account. So and there's taxes when you withdraw in an RRSP. So it's like there's all kinds of like issues with an RRSP. But people do it because sometimes your company or employer will match you. Like if you put in $5,000, they'll put. But my employer doesn't do that, so I'm just doing everything at TFSA. But yeah, you should think about Roth IRA, maybe getting something going on in there too. Just like that's the kind of thing that you would want to put in like a drip and just let it reinvest, and then just like come back when you're 60, kind of thing, and see what's going on.
But think about it this way though. You remember that freedom I was talking about that I have with my brokerage account? I can freely trade at any time. So if I want, I could sell like the SBIT, for instance. You know how I like to swing trade the SBIT? Well, because I can swing trade the SBIT, the BIDI, and the SCHX, that freedom allows me to actually get extra income. But it's still taxed. It's still taxed, but
You
it's
can
still
trade.
extra.
You can trade in Roth IRA too, as much as you want. It's just withdrawing it out is the problem.
See,
They want you
that's
to
the
pay a
thing. I
penalty.
want to be
Yeah.
able to withdraw it anytime I want it. You know what I mean? I want that
Yeah.
money to be mine if I really need
Yeah,
it.
like if I was in the US, I wouldn't put everything in my Roth IRA just for that reason. Because I don't know if I'm going to need it and then have to pay some big penalty. But I'd get something in there that just compounds until I'm 60. Like something like solid, like even a real estate ETF or something, like you said. Just get enough for it to buy like even 1 share or 10 shares or whatever every month. And then just leave that alone. Come back when you're 60, and then you've paid no taxes on it the whole time. It just keeps compounding. And maybe you add like a little bit to it every year, like a couple $100 or something. But yeah, that's what I would do. I'd get something at least that just to take advantage of the no taxes, and then just check in like when you're 60 and see where it's at. And then you can withdraw all you want. There's no taxes on it.
I mean, it's something to consider, man. For myself, I say if people have a 401k and a Roth IRA, I say more power to you, man. At least you're in the market in some capacity. Like that's the main encouragement of this channel, is to tell people just get in the market by any means necessary. I don't care how you do it. Roth IRA. I don't know. I've gotten so used to using my Robinhood and Charles Schwab accounts that it would be weird. It would feel weird for me to actually, you know what I mean? It would feel very odd for me to go to to those Roth IRAs or those 401k. I could probably do it if I really wanted to, but at this point, I'm such a long-term investor that, and here's the thing, man, I've been taxed on everything my whole life anyway. What's one more thing to be taxed on? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. It's just another thing to be taxed on. And I've kind of accepted that's my fate in life, is to get taxed up the ass. But the goal is just to have assets that pay me. And if I get taxed, I get taxed, and I'm cool with it. I don't like getting taxed. I guess I'm not cool with it deep down, but I like control. I like having control over my fate and my portfolio. So that's really my goal, is to have full control over my portfolio. And I know that you have that ability with a Roth IRA, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just love having an individual. I'm old school, I guess. I like just having the straight up individual brokerage account and going willy nilly.
Yeah, I would just find something that's like whatever, like a global X S&P 500, like a covered call one or something, where you only need maybe like $1,000 to just get 1 share reinvested every month.
Mm-hmm.
I just put that in my Roth IRA and set that on a drip, and then literally just come back when I'm 60 and just like see where it's at. Like, you might let it compound 25, 30 years, whatever. And then, and then it's like compounded the whole time, and there's been no tax on it the whole time. So I would just get one thing going, like if like otherwise I would do what you're doing just so I could actually use the money if I needed it without having to pay some giant penalties. So.
Yeah, because here, think about it this way. So one of the things for me is at any time I could take the dividends that I get and throw them into my checking account if I really want to. I have that freedom. And like, let's say I get my hours cut at work. Let's say I go from 40 hours to 32 hours, right? And I need a little extra income. I need a little extra income to maybe, I don't know, pay off pay some of my car loan or something. Those dividends can really come in handy in a pinch.
Yeah.
Like really come in handy in a pinch. So like, that's one of the reasons why I love the individual brokerage account system, is I've got that freedom. I got that instant freedom that I need anytime I want it. But oh man, I will say
after reinvestment this month, I've got like $11 in my TFSA because that was what's left. That was what was left over after the shares got reinvested or whatever. But that's what I mean. Like, what if I need $11 for something? It's there. You can take it at any time. So that's a problem with the Roth IRA. But yeah. But like you said, you never know. Like life comes up, you might need your like distributions or something.
Yeah, exactly, man. And the cool thing, I like the fact that you guys in Canada have the ability to really take cash out at any time, cash out whatever you want. If you get those high yield dividends coming at you, you get to take those out with no penalty, right? You said?
Exactly. Yeah, I can use them now if I want. Like I'm
That
up
is
to
so cool. Damn
next
it.
month I'll be at like around $610. I can just take that for the rest of my life if I want to, but I'm gonna let them keep compounding, try and get to 1,000 at the end of the year, and then we'll see. I'd like to get up to 10. Because I've done dividend calculators like on the internet, like yield calculators, and like a conservative estimate. If I never invest another dime into it, I just let it compound, and at age 60, it's like $22,000 a month if an HHIS, and that's like tax free. Yeah, it turns into like a $2.5 million or something. So that's what I mean. I might never, but I want to get there. I want to get like before then, right? I want to try and get there in my 40s.
No, I get it, man.
But even if I don't get all the way there, I'll at least be like work optional. Like right now, I think what I actually take home after everything's deducted is like actually I can tell you how much I actually take home a year. 1670 times 26. So I take home about 43,000 a year. That's after taxes, after everything's deducted. That's like my union dues, my medical, my like dental insurance. There's all kinds of crap in there, like a pension thing. Yeah. So I can get to 43,000 a year in this HHIS, maybe in a few years. So I could be like work optional in like a few years kind of thing. But we'll see, because I don't know what's going to happen with my job. Who knows? There's government cuts. We're changing, like a lot of stuff could go wrong. So who knows? Then I got to find another one. But you know what's hilarious though is remember when there was that strike going on, and I was saying I wasn't on strike. I wasn't going to go on this strike. Yeah, well, my little department never got like this letter, but a different union, because there was like a few unions on strike for this thing. They sent out a letter, and it was because I sometimes I look at the government worker Reddit page, and I guess all these people got this letter saying, "Hey, we noticed you didn't receive strike pay. We want to know if you were like if you worked illegally or like all this other stuff." It was like the CRA. That's like the equivalent of IRS in USA. But a lot of people were just like, they were sick at the time, or they were on pregnancy leave, or some people had just retired. They weren't even working anymore, but they sent out this blanket letter to all of them. So people were freaking out on Reddit. It's like, they're like, I didn't pick it, so I didn't get strike pay, but I also didn't work. And why are they sending me this letter? So they're all freaking out. But I never got the letter. So I guess my union didn't do it, but I just thought that was funny. Sometimes I check out Reddit, but
Man.
I saw some lady in Massachusetts. She smudged mashed potatoes all over some guy's Tesla, and then he saw it was her, and he went out and confronted her, and she started like screaming or something.
Mashed potatoes on his Tesla?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. People are the Tesla vandalism is getting out of hand. Oh man, I saw that you would I think you had probably seen part of my crazy concert where I was performing with yesterday. Did you end up catching any of that yesterday, Tim?
Yeah, I sent it to that guy who for my coworker, Lasagna or whatever. He said his was. I said like Garza rallies or something. I showed a picture of you doing the Tesla concert.
Oh man, it was so much fun. I basically had a big battery pack, and I had my keyboard. I plugged in my keyboard to the battery pack, and I had a chair, a fold out chair, and a little mini desk. And I was playing the keyboard and singing to my heart out, dude. The people who were eating at Seven Devils, though, were looking at me kind of funny. They were just like, what the fuck is going on, dude? A lot of people were just like, what is this shit? It was fun, though. It also felt good to get it out there live on the internet.
I said Garza rallies, and then he said only he can raise the stock price for Tesla.
Or make it go lower. I don't know. I'm just going to make it go lower somehow. They're just going to be like, yeah. I think, what's funny is I think my videos are only going to create more problems for Tesla. One of my videos is going to go viral, and It's just going to encourage people to want to vandalize more. They're going to be like, after watching my singing, they're going to be like, no, dude, they're just going to start telling themselves they got to vandalize more.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Do you
funny.
see a lot of Teslas? I spot them once in a while, but
Oh man, when I was doing that little concert, dude, people actually use those Tesla charging stations.
yeah.
I was shocked in Coos Bay of all places. Like I ran into like I saw like 5 or 6 different Teslas in the span of, well, maybe 7 in the span of like 2.5 hours of me just jamming out.
Right on.
Crazy.
Yeah, I
And
thought about getting a Tesla hat if I ever go back to the US just to get some heat. Well, get, like, some heat.
I was thinking about replacing putting a Tesla emblem in front of my Toyota emblem on my car just to see if people will vandalize it. But
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Tesla, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We don't know what's going on with tariffs. What do we got? Tomorrow I got to work. Next week's Easter. I'm off Friday, Monday.
Oh shit! Next week is Easter, huh?
Yeah. You might have to work those days. I don't know.
Actually, I might get those days off. I might get Easter off. I'm not sure. Let me see here. Let's see. You said Easter's on the 20th, right? Sunday?
Yeah, like my work gets Monday for Friday, Monday off.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I get Monday off. I think I still got to work Monday. So let's see, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I think I got to work that full week. Yeah. I'll tell you, my work's been getting a little bit weird lately, man. Like, I mean, I'm doing good. We had I guess, I don't know. I don't really care if I get fired anymore. I really don't care at this point. It's just the job's become kind of unbearable, just because management's been kind of annoying. But we had one person quit this week just because I think that they were fed up, and I don't blame them. There's a few things that have been going on that, hell, there were a couple times I almost walked out last week. I won't explain why, but I definitely understand why she did it. Why she was basically like, I'm done. This is my last week here, basically, sort of thing. And because we had 2 people that got fired for like underperforming, but like we're such a small team is the problem for this client. And I just don't know how we're going to pull it off. We're already understaffed, and I don't think they want to like hire anybody else is the problem. And if they don't want to hire anybody else, we're all just going to have to be a very tiny team that takes the majority of the customer service calls. And I don't even know how we could pull it off because we have very high call volumes. We have to take very short calls, and I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. But like, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't fired.
What kind of customer service do you guys do now?
Technical troubleshooting, really. I don't want to go into it because I don't want people to know where I work, but I guess you could say that I do, let's just say checking account processing would be the best way to describe what I do. So like, for example, people decide to use their checking accounts as a method of payment for a certain service. The reason I'm saying a certain service and not specific is because I don't want people on the internet finding out what I do and then spamming my hotlines. But
cool.
But basically, we do troubleshooting for checking account processors. For example, let's say somebody wants to add their checking account, but maybe they want to change the checking account on file. They have to call us in order to do it. We do it for them. It doesn't take very long. It's a very simple process. Trying to think of other scenarios that we have. People have general questions about how it works. I mean, those are the main scenarios, to be honest. Or we need to verify a few additional pieces of information to get their checking account usable with the service, that sort of thing. I won't go into too many specifics. Like I said, I don't like to go into all the details because even though I don't want to get fired. I'm trying not to, at least. A part of me does and a part of me doesn't. It's really weird. It's the weirdest feeling. A part of me is like, if they told me that I was gone tomorrow, I'd think I'd be okay with it. Like, I'd be like, okay, all right. I'm going to go do DoorDash then. I'm just going to DoorDash for 8 hours a day. I really don't care. DoorDashing 8 hours a day would be less mentally stressful. The job, I'm telling you, man, I take about 70 calls a day, 60 to 70 calls a day. And they're fast calls, but damn, do they get stressful? Because sometimes the consumers are a little, I don't know. They're not nice. They're not always very nice. But I've been doing the job for a long time. I've been doing customer service over the phone for a long time, and I don't know. Maybe it's about time I change that and just quit.
Man, well, that's what I told people at my work, because they're like, I'm like, you know, who knows? Because they moved a bunch of units around, like they reorganized stuff, and it's like this job could be over anytime. And then like one of the managers is like, yeah, but there's a whole paperwork process and there's like so many things involved. Like it could take, even if that were to happen, like say they were to eliminate my job, like it could take a year. I'm like, here's what the law is. The law is whatever anyone in power feels like the law should be at any given time. That's what the law was under COVID. That's what the law was under vax mandates. That's what the law is under the border in the US. The law is whatever people in power feel like it should be. It's like Arizona just did this thing. They're eliminating 50,000 non-citizens off their voter rolls. And they have elections that are decided by like a few hundred people. So 50,000 illegals were voting in Arizona, which means Trump would have won before. Kerry Lake should be the governor. But you know, the law, because there was a whole lawsuit over it. And it's just like, so the law is whatever people in power feel like it should be. That's the end of the story. There's no constitution. There's no courts. There's no anything. So that's what I told them. They could just send us a thing tomorrow that says, hey, it's over. So I told them, I'm ready. I'll try and get something else. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But people think they have job security. I don't know, sort of. Maybe if you're a CEO, they always get giant payouts when they leave. But other than that, no one really gets a payout. So.
That's the thing that sucks, man. Like, do you guys at least get some sort of severance package if they do fire you?
Probably not, unless they offer that. Because like in the US, when Trump came in, he was like, okay, if you're a federal employee, if you leave now, it was like in February or something, we'll pay you for your full salary for the rest of the year, and you'll still get your pension, but your position will be eliminated. Or you can just stay on and maybe still get fired and lose it all. So some people took it and some people didn't. And I think even in the US, they're offering early retirement packages for some people. Like if you're 55, like we'll still give you your full pension, everything if you retire now. So they were doing that in the US. I don't know, but see, Canada doesn't have the same push to like really restructure things that much or eliminate government. All that happened, no one knows what happened here. Like, well, we need money. It's like, yeah, but you're still spending the same amount and on like dumb crap. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, dude, that's interesting. Give me 1 second though. Sorry about that, man. I just realized something. Hold on. Give me one more moment.
Man, Monster sponsors a lot of MMA fighters. I'm just looking at their website.
Oh yeah.
They also sponsor like motocross, e-gaming. What else they said? Just random. Lifestyle.
And then let's see. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I realized I didn't get any hashtags in the description. I was wondering why there was nobody viewing at the moment. And normally the only way for us to be really searchable on the live is to put hashtags. I've been trying to put a little more than usual, like 8. Grand total of 8 hashtags for just easy discoverability. So hopefully we'll see more viewers here in just a second. But I was like, shit. Fuck, I was so busy putting the affiliate link in, I forgot to put the hashtags in. But
Yeah, I noticed that. But oh, holy crap! Monster sponsors the lead singer of Korn. Nice.
That's even better, dude. And hey, guess what? They don't sponsor this show, but I got an affiliate, Amazon affiliate link. Check out the description. You guys want to be like Mikey G? No, you don't. But if you want to be like me, drink a Monster every day, and then also talk about your mussy to strangers.
Remember those Washington Post people who resigned because they didn't like Jeff Bezos anymore? What if now you're affiliated with Amazon? What if someone resigns over that? They'd be like, now we're involved with Garza.
They're like, yes, you guys allowed this motherfucker as an Amazon affiliate.
That's what you should. That's the title of your next video. Should be half of Amazon just resigned because I'm now an affiliate.
That would be incredible. Oh my god, dude, that's so fucking funny. Sorry, man. I don't mean to yawn. I'm just I got a lot of sun today. Like I was in the sun, so I did that. I've been streaming way too much lately, man. In a good way. But I was walking around for like a good hour and a half. And then I went down to the park, streamed down there. I've been pretty much just bathing in sunshine all day. So I have a little bit of heat, I guess maybe a little bit of heat exhaustion, but I'm still feeling pretty fresh.
You're trying to compete with Asmongold. He streams all over the place.
He streams all the time, man.
He doesn't leave his house. He just, I don't know. I think he maybe gets groceries delivered. I'm not sure.
You know what I'm thinking about doing, though? I'm thinking about upping my data plan on Mint Mobile. Okay. I don't know if I should do it. I kind of want to do it, though. Thinking about it. Actually, let me look at the different Mint Mobile plans, because here's the thing. I want to do more live streams, but I only have like 15 gigabytes of data a month, and each live stream that I do, if it's like an hour, it basically uses a gigabyte. So it's tricky. So I have to kind of pick and choose how often I do live streaming outside of the home, because I'm using mobile data only. I could do pre-recorded videos, which is easy. I could do pre-recorded videos on my camera and then just upload them later when I get home. Right. But I love doing the live videos so much. It's so much fun. I love interacting with everybody. It's addicting, and I like answering questions. It's just almost like a webinar format or something.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I don't know. Keep it going. What are you at? You're at 3.47 subs.
3.4?
So you're at 3.47?
Oh, I'm in the 4,000 range, brother. Let's see. Where's the Michael Garza show at here? Oh, shit. 4,370. Hold on. Am I reading that right? Give me 1 second. 4,371 grand total so far.
Okay, so we're working towards 5. Nice.
Try and get that 5K, man. Dude, honestly, the more subscribers I get, the more the channel seems to get pumped out through the algorithm. So it's a crazy process, man, how it all works.
Your biggest video that's a non-live was Austin Hilton is another scam artist. Shibu Inu guru selling crap courses. Episode 89.
That was one of my favorite videos to do, because you've seen Austin. Have you seen Austin Hilton at all on YouTube?
No, I don't recognize the name, but
so he's this guy. I'll give you a quick summary. So he's a guy he basically has a crypto channel, and all he does is talk about crypto all day. That's all he does. He talks about dog coins and how they're going to go up and up and up, and that, don't worry, guys, keep pumping those dog coins. And
I'm looking at his. First of all, to find him isn't easy, because when you type in Austin Hilton, all I get is Hilton hotels in Austin, Texas. But then his face popped up, and it's him talking about XRP all over his whole Twitter.
It makes me so angry. Like, I thought Jeremy Lefebvre from Financial Education was bad. this guy takes the cake. This guy actually, all he does is talk about crypto. Like pure crypto channels, they make me very angry because it's like, look, I understand people probably hate the fact that I talk about stocks all the time. I get it. But at least stocks have intrinsic value.
Yeah.
These dudes who are talking about crypto are talking about valueless garbage and getting tons of subscribers for it. It made me want to start a crypto channel because I was like, well, fuck, I ain't getting anywhere talking about. I might as well be sucking Michael Saylor's dick, dude. Like, you know,
No, it's funny. You got to be able to spot scams in life. It's just funny though. Like I'm looking at, there's literally 100 pictures of the Hilton Hotel in Austin, Texas. Then this guy's face is like the one that's not. But no, what's funny is like I remember in the 2000s there was this energy drink that was kind of a pyramid scheme, but they always like advertised on Craigslist and stuff, like people looking for jobs would like contact these people. And it was a kind of thing where you just bought a bunch of their product. I think it was some energy drinks that some people said it was okay. Some people said it was really bad. But basically you would get like a whole garage full of this stuff and you would have to go sell it. That's all it was. But it was kind of a pyramid scheme because you would get like, you'd get, you know, money for signing people up kind of thing. But anyway, the main guy who ran it always had these weird videos. Like he went to their website and he'd say he's on like a cruise ship or something, but he'd be like kneel down next to like a wall that looked like it might be a boat. You're not sure. And you'd hear like a horn in the background. He's like, oh, that's the cruise ship horn. We're about to take off. But you never actually see like the water. Or you never actually see a boat. And then he would do all these weird videos about like this nice house he had, but all you would see is like him in a chair. Like you don't see the house. And I'm like, this guy's just scamming everyone. And then he had his son involved and his son started doing videos. And he would say it would be him, like apparently at a conference, but the room looked like it had 8 people in it, but you couldn't really tell with the way the camera was. And he'd be like, why would you let people tell you when you could come to work and leave? Like why would you want to live like that? Why would you want anyone to tell you when you could take a lunch break? It's like, you need to take control of your own life. But all it was buying like hundreds of cans of their crappy energy drink. And then you've got to go sell it at some price that I guess is more than you bought it for. But it was just funny. But I remember that guy, like even back then I didn't know anything. But I was like, I think this guy's just scamming because I don't see a house, I don't see a cruise ship. I just see him kneel down, crouching in front of stuff that apparently is like a car. I don't know.
You got a good eye for this shit, man. You got a good eye for the scams, dude.
But there's hundreds of crypto coins, isn't there? Or thousands,
dude.
I think, yeah.
Oh, don't even. Actually, let's ask ChatGPT real quick. I love asking the AI because I can be real fucking lazy when it comes to research. How many cryptocurrencies are currently in existence? Oh my God, I'm so excited for this answer. What?
How many?
Good God. So CoinMarketCap reports approximately 13.34 million cryptocurrencies.
What? Maybe they count like a bunch of weird stuff.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. CoinGecko tracks around 16,521 cryptocurrencies, while investing.com lists about 10,376. Now, the discrepancy in these numbers arises from different methodologies used by these platforms, including how they define and count cryptocurrencies, tokens, and other digital assets. It's important to note that while thousands of cryptocurrencies exist, many have low trading volumes or are inactive. The market is highly dynamic.
Google says there's about 20 to 25,000.
Jesus. See, this is why I don't take crypto seriously.
Yeah.
That's why I can't. Like, I don't know. One moment it's I get so annoyed with crypto. The whole world of crypto is just scammy. If it just wasn't if it wasn't so heavily used for ransomware attacks, like I understand that the US dollar and stuff can be used for certain skeezy things as well. I get it. But like at the same time, dude, there's no I just don't know how anybody could put an actual value to it. It just
I know
blows my mind.
Martin Shkreli was betting on something called Fart Coin for a while because I guess Fart Coin totally tanked or something, and maybe he had a bet against it. I don't know. But I was always checking his Twitter, and he was updating us on Fart Coin.
I mean, I would love it if I could just, because I don't really know how to properly bet against all these random cryptocurrencies. But man, would I love to bet against like some of the ones that are going up like 1,000% or 10,000% or 100,000%. You know, I'd love to bet against them just because I know the crash will be just as hard, and because I know a lot of them end up going to zero anyway or close to zero after their little bull run's done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. We're just waiting for it. But I don't know. See, all these companies bought it, like, and governments have bought it. And so maybe it'll just stay as like a stasis now. Like, you know, if there's hard economic times, most people won't be able to afford to buy anymore. But I don't see like a big sell off because who's going to buy it? Like, I think it'll just sort of stay like around what it is. But I don't know if it'll ever go up and down again. So,
well, are you talking about like Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I think it will. I think it'll go down because it got up to $109,000 and now it's back down to like 80,000. Yeah. So here's the thing. Greater Fool Theory subscribes to the idea that there's always going to be a bigger fool out there who will buy what you have for more than what you paid for it. However, also in Greater Fool Theory, eventually all the fools run out.
Yeah.
Eventually all the fools lose enough money to where they're checked out, right? And then there's only it only ends up being a select few people who make a ton of money off of all these fools.
Well, I tried to get like on the Canadian election on Polymarket because the conservative candidate was paying off like a $500 bet would get you like $2,500 or something like that. But I couldn't figure out how to do it. You had to sign up with Coinbase, and then you load a bunch of money into Coinbase and get like some crypto from there. And then you use that crypto in Polymarket to buy shares of the bet or something. And I'm just like, this is a nightmare. I'm just going to invest in my ETF this month. But I was going to put 500 in. Anyway, now like they realize all the polls are fake. So now he's like surging back up. So I kind of missed my chance anyway. But Polymarket, yeah, like it's complicated. I thought I could just throw some money in and bet, but it's not like that.
Damn, man.
Oh, look at this new article. New York Times new piece kind of just admits that ADHD is a fake disease. It's an excuse to prescribe drugs to kids.
No way.
Yeah.
I kind of called that.
I knew it was fake. I knew all that. What does that even mean? That's like ADHD is fake.
So here's the thing. The reason it's fake is because there are kids. I mean, kids are hyperactive to begin with. Yeah. So basically prescribing meth to children is what they're doing. If you give a kid Ritalin, you're basically giving them, I call it kid meth because it's what it is. And parents did not question this at all. I'm lucky. I don't think I was diagnosed with ADD, but not ADHD at one point in my life. I did take something for it, but it ended up having some adverse effects and ended up just making things worse for me. So I got off of that thing quick. I can't remember what it's called though. It's been too long. Oh man. It doesn't surprise me that ADHD it should be considered fake, to be honest. I think it's bullshit anyway. I think some of these diseases are bullshit, like some that are just made up. Like, I don't know. Or
like
just
autism. There's actual kids who are like nonverbal, like they can't even speak. Like, okay, I could see that being autism. But then there's like the other 90% of people you talk to, like, yeah, I'm autistic. My brother's autistic. My sister, my nephew are all autistic. Like, what does that even mean? Like how does that play out in real life? Are you able to leave the house? Are you able to get a job? You seem like, I don't know. I can't tell the difference between what's autistic and not autistic, unless like there's actual kids who like literally can't talk. They're nonverbal. Like that's like actual autism.
Yeah.
But there's like all this other stuff, you know.
There's levels of autism. That's why they always call it the spectrum.
But what if there's some genius who's like a billionaire for like inventing like some new company. Like, yeah, they're very autistic. I'm like, okay, so how is that like a diagnosis? Like, it sounds, why was that bad?
So there's levels of autism. I understand. So autism's a weird one because, like, for instance, I was diagnosed at one point with Asperger's syndrome, which is pretty accurate. And what it is it's autism, but it's a very mild form of it. Like, we're talking very mild. Like, I'm still able to be a very productive member of society. And what it really boils down to is I have trouble socializing properly and I have no filter. And that's about it. So basically, Asperger's syndrome is just basically a person with no filter and doesn't know how to socialize very well and prefers working with things rather than people. And so it's
I just don't understand like why that requires a diagnosis.
Me too. Like, Asperger's is kind of an advantage.
Yeah.
Look at Elon Musk. He was diagnosed with Asperger's and he actually admitted it on a Saturday Night Live thing. Like, he publicly went out and said, I have Asperger's syndrome. I am on the spectrum, you know? So, like, I don't know. I just don't think it's a big deal.
But it's like to say, oh, they like things more than people. Okay, that's fine. I need to see a doctor for that.
That's like most men, though. Most men typically prefer to work with things than people. Think about it. Like, I think our boy Gavin actually made this point once. Basically said, yeah, that's just men. Men would rather be working on like a tool shed or working on a car than having to deal with a bunch of people. Like, most women, stereotypically speaking, most women are, you don't really see a lot of autistic women. Do you notice that? It always seems to be men who are autistic.
The other thing is, it's like, what Gavin was saying, kids really shouldn't even be in school, especially boys. What are they going to learn? Do you remember what you learned in like grade 4? It's like, why don't you just have them run around and play? Maybe they'll go to school when they're older or something, but like, you're sitting like at his kid's school. It's like, you get there, you're in your desk for like 3-4 hours. You get like a little bit of lunch and then you're back in your desk. It's just like, why are we wasting time with like all this crap? Like, I don't know.
Oh, man,
I'm just looking up a club. So I'm going to Toronto. In June.
Ooh,
I'm flying out there. It's like it's basically Billy's doing that solo tour, but for it's like some of his classic albums from the 90s, or playing some older songs. He got a couple indie musicians to go with him, so it's got like a band together just for a short warm-up tour. I think Pumpkins will tour after that, maybe. But anyway, I haven't been to Toronto, but they got the but see, I was gonna fly to one of the US things. He's got like maybe a dozen dates on this thing, but it was just so much cheaper because there's a lot of flights Vancouver to Toronto, because then it connects to other places. So I'm like, so it was only like $150 to fly to like Toronto, even though it's like a 4 or 5 hour flight or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got my hotel. I got tickets to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I can look at like old hockey equipment. There we go. I wasn't gonna do much this year, but I'll make that happen. So.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I can't believe you get to go to Toronto, see your boy Billy Corgan and stuff, dude. And wait, who did you say he was touring with? He was touring with somebody else as well?
Well, there's the opener band is Return to Dust.
Oh, Return to
kind
Dust.
of a newer indie band. I think they've only been around a year or two.
Hell yeah.
And he has a drummer. I can't remember what drummer that band's from. And then he has a singer called Kid Tiger who's going to play bass. She's got her own thing. She was in a band called Knights, and then she also formed as a kid. She's from like Ohio or something. And then Kiki Wong from the Pumpkins is going to be on guitar too. But
hell yeah.
But yeah, do you know that girl on YouTube, the Charismatic Voice? She's like an opera singer who reviews like rock and pop songs and stuff.
Charismatic Voice. I don't think I've seen her stuff at all.
Anyway, she's got like a couple million kind of followers, but anyway, she's an opera singer, but then she'll like review like whatever. Like people send her like a Foo Fighters song and give us your opinion and stuff. Anyway, but Billy's doing an opera in November. He's doing one of the Pumpkins albums as an opera. So I'm like, you got to get the Charismatic Voice. And even if like you can even put her in the show, because that's her whole thing, it's like an opera singer reviewing rock. And then you two can have like a sing-off on like one of the songs, like a duet, it would be huge. It'd be like a cultural moment. So I don't know. I told him that on the Substack, but he never responded. So I don't feel like sending it.
You need to send him a copy of the video of me doing the Tesla charging stations concert and be like, this is the collab you need, Billy. Hell, I might go on his Substack and be like, look, Billy, I know you've been looking for a collaboration partner. Let's do this. Join the Butt Boys. And that's what my fake band name is called, is the Butt Boys. And you've heard the backstory of the Butt Boys, haven't you?
Well, I know Gavin's version, yeah.
Well, the Butt Boys, not well, I'm not talking about Gavin's club, the Butt Boys, preventing people from butting in line, but I'm talking about the origin story of the boy band, the Butt Boys.
Oh, no, I don't know.
So it was inspired by Gavin, by the way. I just want to let you know that. But my whole shtick was, I have a fake British accent the entire time, like this, and I talk about how, I always recruited a lot of young men, a lot of young lads, 18 to 25 years old. A lot of them left the band because I'd always make them wear tight jeans and I'd always touch the packages. And I'd always sound like this whenever I did the interview, trying to sound like Gary Barlow from Take That, the British boy band. And it's a very shitty accent, by the way. It's one of the worst. It sounds a little Irish and a little British. But yeah, no, I just go into that accent and I start talking about how the Butt Boys formed and how the Butt Boys leave me before every single live concert. That my band just ditches me because they're tired of my shit. That they basically leave in revolt. So when I was there doing the singing and stuff, there was a point in the first 15 minutes where I started pretending to have a mental breakdown while I was playing my keyboard. And I was like, they left, because I started singing about how much I missed them. And I was like, all the Butt Boys in the world, or something like that. I can't remember what I was singing, but I just went off and I started crying very loudly. And pretending to cry and be like, they left me. Am I really that bad? And stuff. It was like overly dramatic. It was pretty funny.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I want the Butt Boys to be like a real band. It just sounds like a good name for a band. Like, I know it's a good name for a fake group and stuff like that in just general, but the Butt Boys, dude. Oh, I did a song called...
I just looked it up. There was the Butts Band from 1974.
Oh, but were there any Butt Boys? Were there any bands called the Butt Boys?
Oh, it had Robbie Krieger and John Densmore from the Doors.
Okay. That's actually kind of pimp, dude.
I don't see any Butt Boys band. There's the Island Boys.
Oh, I'm an island boy, and I'm just trying to make.
Yeah, Robbie Krieger and John Densmore. After the Doors ended, they started the Butts Band.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Say you got a keyboard, you got to get an organ out like Robbie Krieger from the Doors. Start doing some Doors songs, but rewrite the lyrics.
That's funny, dude. Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, dude. I could do people are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Oh man, dude. Love. I haven't listened to the Doors in a while though, man.
Yeah, I got like one of their Blu-rays from like 68 or something, but I haven't listened to them in a while either.
Dude, fuck yeah, that's pretty badass.
It's like one of their famous ones when they played like the Hollywood Bowl in California. It was like a famous one, but
that's awesome.
Man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm in the process of replacing my DVDs with Blu-rays. As I've done most of it, there's still a few stragglers because I haven't been doing it much the last few years. I don't know why, I just forgot about it. But I'm going through my stuff, and it's amazing. Like some DVDs never came out on Blu-ray. Like some stuff I got that even you think might be kind of famous movies just never came out.
They never even did a Blu-ray release, huh?
Yeah, because I think like that's just for movies. For music, a lot of stuff never came out on Blu-ray because the music business is in like total disarray. Like it's not like it used to be with like a bunch of major labels and everything. There's kind of just one now. It's like EMI or whatever it's called. Yeah. And it's just that's sort of the one sort of label left. But the thing is, when everything started getting reissued from DVD to Blu-ray, the music business had no money to do that. and they just like didn't think anyone would buy it. So a lot of concerts and stuff I have are only on DVD. They never came out on Blu-ray. A few bands did, like if it's Jimi Hendrix, his stuff they would reissue in Blu-ray, but that's about it. I mean, I got one Pumpkins Blu-ray. It was actually the only concert movie ever released for the 3D TV. Back when you had to have, like, if you had a 3D Blu-ray player and a 3D TV, like with the glasses and everything, like I think they only made like 150 movies for that thing. And I should have bought one because I have a 3D Blu-ray player. It'll play 3D Blu-rays, but I've never had a 3D TV. But someone had one on Craigslist a few months back, and I didn't buy it. But maybe I should get that because I've got like that, and I got a 50 science fiction movie that's also 3D. But those are only 2 3D I think I have. But I should really have a 3D TV just for that, just so I watch it.
That'd be cool to have a 3D TV, man. I think that's kind of a pimp concept. I like it.
I remember them in electronics stores. They'd let you put on the glasses and try them out, but it would always kind of make you a little dizzy. Like I tried to see that Avatar movie when it came out in 3D. Halfway through, I was just like dizzy and motion sick. But it was kind of cool though.
Oh man, I just realized we've been on for over an hour. Holy schmacks! Well, we could probably end this here in just a little bit. Probably end it like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Or sooner.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up in 10 minutes. I'm just seeing what else is going on. Any news?
What other news insights do we have from Tim? I live under a rock when it comes to the news. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really look up the news that much. I'll take a peek. Don't get me wrong. I take a peek at some of the headlines and try to get a little familiar with current events, but I do that maybe like once every 2 or 3 days. I'm afraid of watching the news, man. Sometimes it gets a little unbearable. It gets a little extreme. I think it's bad for the subconscious, to be quite honest. And my buddy, it's funny because my buddy Billy and I, we had a bit of an argument, and about it. Like, it caused a bit of a rift between us.
I have no idea what you guys were talking about.
I don't want to reveal the whole conversation because I don't know. I just felt like I think we were both being a little childish, to be quite honest. I think I wasn't being receptive to him. He wasn't being receptive to me. We both just but we butted heads on this one. And I feel bad. I said some shit I'm not happy about, like during a live stream, but it was bad, but it was like, I get where he's coming from, that it hurt him a lot. And I didn't want to hurt him. I really didn't. I was mad at him for sure. Cause he'd been pushing a few things on me that I just didn't, and I've been kind of hard-headed to some of the things that he was telling me about what was going on in the news. Cause I think the mainstream media is pretty fake.
Yeah.
I think that most news outlets, I feel, just want to get a profit and not the truth out. So I just feel like some of the articles he was sending me, because he doesn't like Trump, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I'm totally fine with that. He's not a Trump guy. He doesn't have to be. But I don't know. He kept saying that I was a part of a cult and stuff like that. And I was like, it's not true. I like Trump. I like what he's doing, but I'm not like, I don't have a shrine of him, And I don't know. I think it takes two to tango. He and I both kind of got into it a little bit in a certain sense. He got mad at me. And yeah, I apologize.
Is this guy like you in your neighborhood or something?
No, he's just a good friend of mine that I've been friends with for years. We've been, he lives in Coos Bay. He lives kind of a little out of Coos Bay, but he's close to Coos Bay. But he's a good friend of mine. I really care about him. Like I hope he doesn't think otherwise. But he hasn't talked to me for about a week, so. He said he was going to not talk to me for a little bit. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. Because I'd been, as much as I love the guy. And it's funny. You can love somebody, you can care about them. But sometimes if, I don't know. He was getting on my nerves a bit. And just the way he and I were talking quite a bit to each other. Just, we have such different viewpoints on how things should operate. In the world. He's a communist. I'm not. I'm an individualist. I believe in capitalism. I think it's a good thing. You know, he believes in communism and socialism. And I'm not saying it's bad for him to believe that. I think they're bad ideas, but I could, even though I don't think I'm wrong, who knows? I could be wrong. And I respect his beliefs. I don't really trash. I try not to bring him down in any way. If I ever have, man, sorry about that, Billy. But man, he and I got in a bit of a ruffle. I guess a scruffle, or not like a fight, just like a verbal fight more than anything. And it's still tough to explain. I don't know who's right or wrong in it. And really, to be quite honest, I don't care. I still consider him a good friend. And I hope he considers me a good friend. But, you know, he and I have never really been in a serious fight before. Like, I've been friends with him for a very long time, but he reached a boiling point with me, man. And maybe I can't say I blame him. I can be kind of annoying, you know? So, like, I get it. And I can say things that, I don't know. So I actually kind of am happy that he got mad at me. Not because I think he probably needed to. He needed to. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say on the matter. I'm going on and on about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact that someone tells you you're in a cult because you like Trump is proof that they're in a cult, because that's what people in the anti-Trump cult call people all the time. Like, that's what CNN will say. That's what MSNBC will say. They call Trump supporters like their cult members and stuff. That means like he's the one who's following. It's just, you know.
See, I voted for Trump because I hate the mainstream. I hate what the mainstream is. I think the mainstream is mediocre. I think it's just average. I think what I don't know. I just think the government's gotten too big. The only reason Trump got elected and why people like you and I, well, I know you can't vote. I know you couldn't vote for Trump, but I know you probably would if you could. But the reason like people like you and I would prefer to vote for a guy like Trump is because, one, he's assertive. Like, that's a thing.
All the protesters are like, oh, he's steamrolling over the other branches of government, Congress and like the courts and everything. It's like, that's because you haven't had an executive branch since World War II. The last executive you ever had who actually used the executive branch the way it's supposed to be was FDR during World War II. Yep. And like, he might have exceeded that. Since then, everything's been controlled by Congress and the courts. There's been no executive branch. It doesn't matter if you had Clinton, Obama, Bush. They all did whatever they were told to do.
And Trump's trying to eliminate federal programs, by the way. He's trying to eliminate. He's not trying to expand the power of government. If he was trying to expand the power of government, that would make him, in my opinion, a dictator. The fact of the matter is he's trying to reduce the power of government. So I don't understand why people think that, like, he's a dictator. That makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, no point did Hitler or whoever they always talk about is like, you know what? We're going to start off by trying to cut government waste. That's step number one. We're going to eliminate positions. We're going to end programs. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. So.
Fun fact, by the way, Hitler disarmed the citizens by trying to take away their guns, and also tried to side with the youth a little too much. You know who else does that? I don't know. The Democrat Party always wants to take away the guns, always wants to disarm the citizens. Like, I don't know. Let's just say this.
They only take away like legal gun owners. They want to restrict them. Like, there's massive handgun crime in all these cities, and they do nothing.
Man. Oh, man.
Look at this. I think I messed up. It's like, do you know about the America Strikes Back comedy tour? It's Anthony Cumia, Josh Denny, and Gavin. They're going to be in Los Angeles, Boca Raton, Florida, Pittsburgh, and Detroit in April and May.
And wait, they're going to be in Los Angeles?
Yeah, April 19th. Actually, next weekend, they're in Los Angeles. And it's Josh Denny, Gavin McInnes, Anthony Cumia, America Strikes Back.
What venue are they going to be playing in?
I think they're trying to get some activists trying to get it shut down. It's called The End. That's the name of the club. And I think some people are trying to get it shut down, but I think the show's still going on. But
Well,
the thing is, they're doing Detroit June 21st, and Pumpkins are playing Detroit June 19th. I could have gone to that and stayed a couple days, then go to the comedy tour. But it would have cost a lot more money, so forget it. But if you pay enough, you get to like meet you get to meet them all and stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
America's strength. See, you like sports. You should watch Josh Denny's podcast, The Big Uglies. Him and this guy named Carl Spitali. It's usually free on X. But yeah, okay. The End Comedy Tour tickets are $72 in LA. And I don't know if you can buy like a VIP thing. I think you can I don't know, maybe get to meet him anyway. Yeah, anyway, that's Asmongold. He's playing Schedule 1. Which, I mean, it doesn't look like that fun a game, but he's really into it. All you're doing is you're growing the drugs. You have to hire like lab assistants to make your meth and stuff. And then you take orders on a cell phone and you walk around, you like sell it and you make like deals. And you got to go to this guy who gives you supplies if you need like more baggies and you need this, you need that. So I don't know, but I think he's still early. He's been playing it for hours, but I think he's just starting to get when you buy like a big house or something.
When you were saying earlier in the live stream, I think it was earlier today when I was walking around town, you were saying something about Schedule 1 that can you do custom maps in that game?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this Schedule 1 game. I mean, I don't know. It's on Steam, so maybe not, but
because like, could you imagine being able to like create a custom Coos Bay map? Like if there was a map creation tool for that game, I would absolutely 100% try to replicate Coos Bay.
Oh, they have a name for the grungy West Coast city it's called Highland Point. That kind of sounds like Coos Bay.
Highland Point?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It says walk, skate, or drive throughout the grungy West Coast city of Highland Point to get product into the hands of customers. Hire dealers to handle distribution for you.
We do have a Myrtle Point, which I know there's probably a lot of drug usage out there, but that's fucking
fight. It says this is a dangerous line of work. You'll have to contend with increasing law enforcement as well as deadly cartel competitors. Fight with fists, melee weapons, or firearms. So I don't know. Maybe you, I don't know. I guess you build it up. Eventually you get like a big house. I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's $25.99 Canadian to buy on Steam. Do I have to have Steam or can I just play it on I don't know how to use Steam.
I mean, you could probably download it or something.
If I play something on Steam, can I just use my mouse or do I need like a controller or something?
I mean, any game that you purchase from Steam can be used with a keyboard and a mouse. So you should be able to do keyboard and mouse with the game, as far as I know, especially since if it's a first-person shooter and it's on Steam, chances are you can use keyboard and mouse no problem.
Okay, that's good. Maybe I should be playing some Schedule 1. Maybe I'll try that next weekend. Maybe it's Easter weekend. I'll play some Schedule 1. Man.
That'd be awesome, dude. Holy shit.
I play those YouTube games. I tell you about those?
YouTube games?
Yeah, there's free games on YouTube. Like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I see those sometimes. Are there any good ones?
I like the racing one. It's called Race Master, but it's kind of got a bug. Like there's like all it is there's like I don't know 80 different tracks, and they just keep repeating over and over the same 80 tracks. Like I'm up to like track 600, but it's all just the same 80 track. But what it is you get money depending on how you do, and then you upgrade your car, and then you keep buying better cars. But that's all it is. You just keep buying better cars, and nothing else really happens. But there's a couple things for like story mode and like missions and stuff, but you can't click on them. And I looked it up, and people said, yeah, that's a bug in the game. There are no missions or story modes. Maybe they'll add those at some point. So you're just racing against computer cars, but the graphics are unbelievable. And you just play with your mouse. Left click is just the gas, and then you just move left or right with the mouse. But it's like high level, like pretty close to arcade quality graphic. Like nowadays, it's not like as good as graphics are out there. But say for like 10 years ago or something. So, but anyway, it's pretty fun. And then I played I played some other one where you manage like a coffee shop and you're just trying to like get in products and customers, and then you upgrade, you go to a grocery store. But that's a game that also goes nowhere. You just keep moving on to different stores. So none of these games really like. There's no way to win. They're just sort of time. I played another one where you slingshot like balls at like a tower and try and knock bricks out. But yeah, and then there's other stuff like chess and crap like that. But I'm gonna try. I played. They have an Angry Birds one. It's called like Angry Birds Duels. You duel against a computer player, but I'm gonna play them some more. They're fun little time wasters, and they're totally free. So look at this one. This one's called Fork and Sausage. There's a fork, and it's like I see a sausage on it. I have no idea what that game is. I think you're picking up sausages. But here, I'll share my screen. I'll show you a little race master before you gotta go.
All right, let's take a look here.
Here we'll go.
Let
me share screen here.
We're gonna see Tim streaming some games. It's gonna be some YouTube games, by the way, specifically. So I'm curious. This is gonna be
so here it is. I've upgraded to this unbelievable car.
It's like Ridge Racer.
Yeah, it's like a little bit better graphics than Ridge Racer. See, this is one of the futuristic tracks where you're like,
whoa, dude, this is trippy.
Yeah, I know. Like some of the tracks are trippy. There's like an obstacle. See, on the right side, you'll see that like nitro button. You want to kind of save that to the end because it seems like the cars are always faster than me. Okay, I'm gonna hit this nitro right now. Boom. So you're like above the earth somewhere. Okay, I'm in third place. Let's see. It took me forever to get to this car. You start off with kind of a crappy car, but okay, I'm gonna come in third, it looks like. But anyway, that's the game. And it's got about like, I don't know, it seemed like 80, 90 tracks that just cycle over and over. Oh, I got a bonus $250. So then you get here and you can add stuff. Handling, top speed. I can add some acceleration. And then you can customize, like go into the garage. You can pick like other cars you've won. You can change the different color tires. Let's go some red tires. You can change the paint job. You can go
it's a pretty
like
decent
that.
Game.
Disco, and I'll throw in that. Throw in this one. Just see, okay, we'll do one more track. But yeah, there's one where you're like on a water slide. There's another you're like, oh shit. Everyone hit that obstacle. Oh, crap. But then one you're on the one's like you're shrunk the car and you're like in a house and you're trying to get out of the way of like thumbtacks and like playing cards and stuff. Oh, I'm in first place. Okay, let's see if I can hang on. Oh shit. You'll get giant hammers coming. I'm gonna hit my nitro right now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one where you're in like a spaceport. You're in outer space. And the ones you're in like a futuristic city. There's one where you're like in some like hellish planet with like demons and stuff. I'm gonna come in third again, but anyway, if you get enough first place and you get to challenge the computer to a one-on-one duel, and then if you beat him, you win even more. See, I need one more to get to a boss fight. I need one more first place, but just trying to see if we can get different kind of track here. Yeah. I'll show you one more track. It'll run like 3 or 4 of the same. Oh shit!
Oh no!
It'll run like 3 or 4 of the same like kind of thing, and then it'll go on to another one. But anyway, I was playing this. It's like a cool time waster. But see, the graphics are pretty cool though.
It's not bad for just a web. This is just a web-based game. That's wild.
Yeah, it's free, and it's just you just use your mouse. But other stuff they got some more like strategy and stuff. So I haven't really been playing my Sega Genesis. I've been playing this mostly. Oh shit! Get out of the way.
Oh, you have a Sega Genesis?
Yeah, I got one of those re-release they put out during the lockdowns. It was,
oh right. It's just like how I got that PS1. So I have like this little PS1 that you can actually customize the firmware on it. Well, not really customize the firmware, but you can augment the firmware with a USB drive to basically like I won't go into details on it because I don't know how much details I can go into on it, but Yeah, you could do all sorts of cool shit with it, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, see, here's one of the hell planets. I'll just show you this one, but
Well, this is trippy.
yeah, it's cool. There's like saws. There's like
start live stream. I should start live streaming some of these games. This is cool.
Yeah, you should. That'd be probably get you views. Like you try out these YouTube games because I looked up some of these videos to figure some stuff out because there's no real instructions for any of these. I guess they're meant to be just kind of simple anyway, but
yeah.
But it's some of the stuff I'm like, what the hell do I do? Do I even have to do?
This levels actually looks a little more like there's more going on.
Oh, we got spikes coming up. I got second. Yeah, and then there's let me clear this. I'll stop sharing. But then there's there's like a snow planet where you get to like hit a giant hockey puck into a net. There's like all kinds of stuff going on, but
that's fucking wild, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, anyway, I thought they're cool for like free stuff. There's like 50 different free ones on there. So. Yeah, that's what you should do. You should like do a video where you review free YouTube games. I guarantee you that would get you like a lot of hits.
I could just do like one where it's just like a live video of me just playing different YouTube games for an hour. I could just put, I don't know what a good title would be, like just I guess it could just be playing free YouTube games would be the title of it. And that would
how to play free YouTube games. That's all you got to put.
Actually, it would be simple enough.
And then just click on the sausage and fork one, because like that's what would be funny about it. You don't even know what they are. It doesn't tell you what they are. It doesn't even tell you how to play them.
Yeah.
You're just like, what am I doing here? I've got a fork. I got a sausage. Oh man.
Well, I dig it, man.
Cool, man. Well, I gotta get up early tomorrow. I go into Vancouver Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays now. So.
Oh, you got to go to Vancouver?
Yeah, so I get up at like 6 a.m. on Mondays.
Got it, dude. Yeah, get that rest, my man.
But Sunday nights I used to watch Jim Goat's show. He's still gone. He's been gone for like over a month because of that thing where he moved from Georgia to Arizona or to New Mexico. He was sick of Georgia, and it's just like, yeah, he was sick of Georgia, so he moves out there, and then something happened. Like his house didn't sell for as much as he was hoping, and now he can't afford the down payment on his new place or whatever, or his mortgage or something like that. So they were staying in some temporary thing. Him and I guess his girlfriend, who's like some lady who's like a nurse, and they moved out there with their pets, and he didn't like the place he was at, and then he just vanished. He put out one tweet about how all his books were for sale, like all his inventory of like books he wrote, and no one's seen him since. Gavin kind of mentioned him. He was like, "Yeah, we haven't heard from Jim Goat. Hasn't done a show in a while."
Damn, dude.
But yeah, so it's just I don't know what happened to him. But normally his show would come out like Sunday evening or whatever, and I'd watch it. But.
One person I've been kind of watching a little bit every now and then is the guy that you recommended, Curtis Yarvin.
Oh, you've been watching some Yarvin?
He's got some interesting takes. I don't agree with the whole monarchy thing. I'm still not on board with that. But like I do like his opinions on democracy though, and that it's a failed idea. Democracy's never been a good idea, and I agree with him on that. But I think a monarchy is I don't know if that's a better replacement. I really don't think it is, but I think a representative republic is completely fine.
Well, his overall point is that America, like the founding fathers, the Revolutionary Army, they were the Antifa of their time. They were far left radicals who overthrew a monarch. And he said that's the foundation of America. So like when conservatives say they want to take the country back, his point is, no, it was never yours. It's always been a far left country since the beginning. That's his whole point. And then his whole point is, unless you go back to monarchy, it always will be. Because all that'll happen is progressive activists have a lot more like energy, and they keep pushing the thing this way. And then when conservatives win, all they're doing is assuming the liberal position from 10 years ago. And then the activists push it far, and it just keeps getting worse until you're like in a third world country. Everything's broken. No one has any money. So he's like, so that's his point. That's his overall sort of point. It's like the only way to do that. But he says it's easier to like jump to like a wild card, like third option, like a monarchy, than it is to like move left or right or something, to go like far left or far right. He's like, it's easier for both sides to like just say, hey, we could jump to this other thing. So anyway, that's sort of his point anyway. I got his new book. I'm halfway through his new book. It's called Gray Mirror. Gray Mirror is the name of his Substack, but his book is called Gray Mirror Fascicle 1 Disturbance. And it's these little chapters that are only like a few pages long each, and it's like broken down. But it's basically his thing of, you know, what's long. Like he starts off giving the example of Cleveland, Ohio, how it was like an amazing place like 50 years ago, and now it's kind of a hellhole. And he's like, what happened? Like, how can you explain that? And he gives like, you know, that's his whole point. You know, it's like there's a lot of things have deteriorated, you know. But he didn't think Trump was going to do anything in his second term, but he did a public apology. He's like, no, Trump's actually done some good stuff. I was wrong. So, but his problem with Trump is that he doesn't think it can last. It's like as soon as like power starts losing its energy, he's like, will Trump have the energy to keep it going the whole time? And whoever takes over for him, will he have energy? So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's his whole point. But yeah, he's got some good. He did a debate on Thaddeus Russell's show. He debated this professor named Ben Burgess. It was like a good debate, but that's just going on, man. Woo!
All right, man.
That's it, man.
I'll let you get that sleep, man. I'll let you get that rest and just keep on pumping it, man. Keep on pumping the iron.
I was at the gym earlier.
Oh, you're at the gym?
Yeah, a little bit of muscle.
See, so anybody in the chat, anybody later in the comment section, who's looking buffer? Me or Tim?
Oh, man.
Me or Tim?
You might have more mass. You might have overall muscle mass.
I'm a big boy, though. I'm a big boy. Though you actually have more tone. You got more tone than I do. You got more tone. I can see that definition in there. But yeah, I've just been all I've been doing, dude, is just doing this on my pull-up bar. Just kind of pulling myself up. That's all I've been doing. So it kind of helps a little bit. I'm a fat boy though, so I need to. I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight for sure. Trying to get a little toned up. I gotta get ripped. So we'll have to do a virtual. We'll have to do a virtual arm wrestling competition one of these times. We'll have the chat determine who's the strongest and who would win an arm wrestling match.
That's going to be like, why doesn't Steam have arm wrestling? I'm going to email them that.
Oh, an actual arm wrestling game? An entire video game dedicated to arm wrestling. That would be interesting.
Do you remember they used to have like in bars and arcades like electronic arm wrestling machines?
That was a thing?
You'd wrestle like a robotic arm.
No shit.
Let me see. Electronic arm wrestling. I'm just going to type it in.
That's actually a cool idea.
Yeah, it was called Over the Top.
What the fuck?
Like I'm looking at one right now. Because there was that movie Over the Top with Stallone. And there's another one called Arm Champs.
See, Over the Top. Let's see.
You have to type in Over the Top electronic game. Or Arm Champs. Arm Champs was another one.
I'll have to check those out. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's Arm Champs 1 and Arm Champs 2. And they were electronic. You would wrestle like a robot arm.
That's so freaking cool, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of YouTube. They got them on YouTube. That's funny. I remember doing that one. I didn't win. But I remember that.
But man, I'll let you get back to it, bro. I'll let you get I can't even speak at the moment, bro. But I will let you get some sleep. I'm gonna get some sleep myself here in a bit, and we'll beat the day. And also don't forget, I'm now a monster shill. I'm gonna shill out monsters on this
That's
channel.
the orange creamsicle?
So, it's the ultra sun. It does taste. It has a very orange flavor to it.
What's that one called? Sun something?
Ultra sunrise.
Oh,
man.
ultra sun. Yeah, I'm scared of those. I drank a Red Bull once. I was up for 3 months. I'm like, I can't handle it.
Did you say 3 months?
Yeah, I never go to sleep. So after that, it freaked me out. I'm like, I'm never.
Well, I don't know. For these, this is like the one energy drink that doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna have heart palpitations. So like, this is like the one I go with. This is the one right here.
That's good to know. If I ever need one of those, I'll make it.
It's not for everybody though. It may give you this. Like for instance, I can't do Red Bull. I can't do Rockstar, but I could do Monster. So
okay.
But
Awesome.
it's up to you, though. I'd talk to a doctor because energy drinks are not for everybody, man.
That's funny. All right, that sounds good. Okay, I gotta go. I'll see you next time.
All right. Later, man. Woo.
See you.
All right. So we just had Tim Smith on, and we discussed a plethora of different things. I could take the earpiece out. We talked about everything under the sun, everything you guys wanted us to talk about. Talked about some of the beef that my boy Billy and I were having. We talked about that. But that's about it. You know, we talked about other things, but I do want to address some of the beef that my buddy White Eagle and I have had, you know, and just to the ether. So I don't think anybody's watching it, but yeah, the beef that me and my buddy have had, Mr. Billy, I think it can be solved at one point. I'd like to believe it can. I don't have any hard feelings towards him. He might have. I don't know if he still has hard feelings towards me at the moment. Like if he's angry at me, I get it. He probably should be. You know, some people, I don't know. It just sucks. You know, I try my best to, I don't know. I'm human. I make mistakes. I think that's the best thing. I'm not going to like totally justify how I've been, but, you know, human being, make mistakes. I do my thing. And, but I don't know if I really made a full public apology though to my boy, the Eagle. So I do want to say publicly, I am sorry for, I don't know, for saying stupid things. We'll say that. Saying things about you. I already apologized about it. It's just, you know, I'm still a little bit angry at him, actually. I don't know. I hate being forced to apologize. I did apologize. Not a fan of it, but whatever. Nah. I'm not going to try to talk about it anymore. It just makes me angry. All right. But love you guys. Appreciate y'all. And have a good night.